This is a Kirkendall Barrett presentation, darling.
Feed me, meow, meow, meow.
Because of this podcast, I'm a gay icon.
I'm so hot. I'm so good looking. My salad dressing is amazing.
Like the internet at large, there are things you can do on the internet besides porn, but most of it's porn.
A lifetime of Hallmark.
Well, hello, everybody. It is your favorite day of the week. It is time for another episode of Lifetime of Hallmark, where we talk about your favorite movies on both Lifetime and the Hallmark Channel and try to make sense of them. I am Les Kirkendall Barrett. Hello, Jason Bowers.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett.
And hello, Kurt Fitzpatrick.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett. Hello, Jason Bowers. And hello, welcome for the first time on our show, Samantha Pestana-Markey.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for having me on. I'm so excited.
Now, we've talked about Samantha on the show because she's a listener, but Samantha is a very special guest because she has actually worked on some Lifetime movies doing wardrobe, correct?
That's right. I have costume designed some of these movies. No little black hoodies. I'm so sorry. No black hoodies.
Have you worked on any of the movies we've talked about?
Yes. Dying for Fame, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Samantha, tell us, why do you have an aversion to the black hoodie? The main Lifetime trope, that and the big, gigantic hidden camera. Why do you have an aversion to hoodies?
Because of the trope. You just said it. That's exactly why. I don't want to be a tropey. I don't want to have terrible clothing. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but some clothing in this movie matched the set deck, and it was terrifying. So I don't want to do that. And, you know, the black hoodie is so expected. Now I have to rethink it because you guys talk about it all the time. So now I'm rethinking if I'm making a mistake, but I don't think so.
I'm okay with when there's like a twist on the black hoodie. I just like it. I like it because it's a trope. I like that it's become a signature thing associated with these Lifetime movies. And when I don't see it, I get a little worried.
Fair enough. I have to come up with something that's a twist.
Now, we saw a good spin on it a few weeks ago. I forget what the movie was called, but we saw the woman. It was a woman, and she had like a cute little leather jacket on and a black hoodie and cute little gloves. So it's like a spin on it.
I like that. Okay, that's good. That's cute.
Well, in this one, we see like a long black trench coat in this one.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a hoodie in this one.
It was something.
No.
Oh, and the Samantha's also a special guest. She is a fan of my singing. And I always knew there were fans of my singing out there.
When's the album coming out, Kurt?
See?
Ow.
Now there's demand.
Were you at EDC in Vegas over the weekend debuting some new tracks?
No, I have to come up with some original ones, but I know you like that. Oh, I don't want no whips and chains.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Huh?
So good. So good.
So Samantha,
what are you laughing at, Jason? She likes it.
So do you primarily do wardrobe for Lifetime films, or just across the board? Or
I try not to. No, it's fun. It's fun when it's fun, and I do love Christmas movies. I got to do two Christmas movies last year, one of which I'm excited about. And that was fun. So that's like cheesy lovely, and I'm looking forward to that coming out this Christmas. If I knew the name, I would say it, but I don't remember. But
one also may change.
Mostly, yeah, it's probably going to change. I have no clue, but it was really fun. It's really cute, and it'll come out Christmas. I'll send it your way at Christmas time. But no, I do costume like across the board. I do union movies and indie movies. I just did an international film, so it's up and down. It's who pays me, creative is great as well, but who pays the bills?
And it's so funny because I guess since I knew that we were talking to you, as I was watching this movie, I was like just noticing the wardrobe more. So lots of Jennifer Beals sweaters with the shoulders showing. Lots of jeans, lots of woo-woo outfits in this one because since the movie is called Killer Fortune Teller, they kind of focused on the woo-woo a little bit.
I was mostly happy with it, except for the character Olivia, who's the sister. I thought that someone hated her. Like, I don't know why, what happened, but someone hated her. Her clothes literally matched. Like, she was wearing a silver gray blouse in the office with a silver gray paint behind her. She was just part of the wall. And then in the kitchen cabinets and like the break room, same thing, white on white. I was like, who hates this woman? They did her no favors. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
I will say this movie looked like it had maybe a little bit more of a budget than sometimes Lifetime movies do. It felt like it on screen because sometimes they try and have movies about very rich people and it's very obvious that they're not rich. And this one seemed believable.
I will say I've worked with this production company. I immediately knew. I'm like, oh, I've been in that location and that location. It's a hybrid films production.
We've seen
they have like
that break room we've seen before. The kitchen. I'm pretty sure
literal office building.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the kitchen in the house was the kitchen from Killer Contractor. We've seen that spiral staircase before.
Like to really hear that episode. Sorry, I'm dying to hear that episode. I don't know how you guys have the backlog and where that's available, but you reference it so often.
Do we lose
Killer Contractor?
I think that's one of the ones that was lost. There was something weird that happened with our podcast host, and certain stuff before a certain date disappeared into ether, and I think that's one of them.
Now, you know what, though? The other day, I was going through my old laptop, and I found a bunch of old episodes. I think I have it.
You have that one? Because I recorded it. If you have it, that's great.
Do you have it? Because I found the other day I was going through my old laptop and I found a bunch of episodes. So I could look and see.
Yeah, look and see.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to say about the wealthy people. I love when we watch like working class jobbing actors playing these really wealthy characters. Like, I'm the CEO of this company, and as soon as the scene is over, they're putting like, peanut crackers into their pockets. So they have something to eat that night.
Yeah.
Craft services. Hey, well, how are the craft services on the shoots? Is there one that really stands out?
So the catering company for this is Lori's Kitchen. Shout out. Lori is the sweetest, cutest lady in the whole world. She wears a beret every single day. She has a beret collection and is wonderful. And the food is, she's so sweet and her lunches are really good and she's amazing. The crafty, there is none. I mean, there is, but it's not like, there's no craft person. So because of that, it's just like, here's like 6 random snacks we found in a minivan. I probably shouldn't say that. Well, but anyway, it was okay. It was fine. But it was sort of a fight to the death for like, if there's any caffeine or any sort of beverage. It was a little bit of a fight to the death to like get your snacks in the morning and hide them.
Hoarding snacks. I love that.
Well, you can't hide if there's only a few of them out.
Well, you can. Oh, you can. You steal them in the morning, and then you put them in your department area so that
that's why
my designer loved jalapeno chips, and I would steal them for her in the morning because I'm a nice costumer.
There's snacks on the table. Everybody's grabbing them.
That exists in other industries too, though. When I was working in radio, every year I would do the backstage room at the Grammys, which is really just like, it was the days leading up to the Grammys, and they'd have people that had nothing to do with the music industry coming to promote their thing. So it was like a lot of reality show stars and stuff. And every now and then you get musicians coming through, and everyone knew when the tray of cookies from Staples Center were coming out because the cookies were a hot commodity. So you'd get word the cookies came out, and then you go and hoard cookies. And I had a pile of cookies sitting on my interview table, and Justin Bieber walks by and asks if he could take one.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, did. Of course. I let him have one. Who's the Biebs?
You're very nice.
It's like, no, Justin.
You can't have my chips.
No.
Not Justin Bieber. You can't have my chips.
I used to work in offices where they would bring out free food and these people would line up.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, I know you people. You people have jobs. You work here. No free food, man.
I think it's less about the free food in that scenario and more about it's an excuse to do anything other than my job.
I guess so.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know who loves her job?
Yeah.
Who really loves her job, and I bet doesn't eat cookies? Kurt, do you have any Blac Chyna news?
Doing a piece of China.
China.
I'm talking China.
The Blac Chyna Report. Here's Kurt Fitzpatrick.
Okay, this is, I think, the first time we've explored an article from the Christian Post.
Oh.
Wait, what? She's doing Christian interviews now?
Yeah, this is a Christian Post article about Blac Chyna. Blac Chyna opens up about OnlyFans getting baptized amid struggle with addiction. Tired of myself. So ex-reality star Blac Chyna, who goes by her birth name Angela White, has opened up about why she quit the lucrative sexualized social media website OnlyFans after she embraced the Christian faith and got baptized. White was the featured guest on the latest episode of Christian hip-hop artist Lecrae's The Deep End with Lecrae podcast. She revealed that she made millions of dollars from her OnlyFans account where she would post pornographic content of herself. Ever since she graduated high school, the 36-year-old model and television personality said her identity was wrapped up in how much money she could make. She recalled working as a stripper directly after high school graduation to pay for her college education. All right, so it goes through that. So she talks about how she lost the $108 million defamation suit against the Kardashians. I'm skipping that because it gets to her religion, which is interesting. All right, so she says, so some critics have accused the Christian celebrity of claiming a newfound faith as a publicity stunt. She says nobody needs publicity when you're already Blac Chyna. You just walk outside. You know what I mean. Just walk to the grocery store. Okay, so on May 11th, 2022, White was baptized into the Christian faith. She said that a few days before her birthday, she asked her friends to find her a bishop or a church, and that the only thing she wanted to do for her birthday was get baptized. 2 bishops came, then ended up both baptizing me.
Dueling Bishops.
Bishop was inside the water, and the other pastor was on top, she said. Lecrae asked if she grew up in church, where she said she didn't. He followed up by asking, what made you say, let's find a pastor or a bishop? White said she wasn't sure. Lecrae surmised that it must have been the Lord's way of working. I was honestly just tired of myself and tired of waking up and feeling a certain way when I know for a fact that I'm way smarter than that, she said. And after I got baptized, I was still partying, getting lit and all that. On September 14th, I went sober on these folks. I would do it and then get to like 6 months and then say, let's get a shot. I would keep trying over and over. So now this month on the 14th will be like 19 months sober. So September will be 2 years. So she said a few months after her baptism, she decided to deactivate her OnlyFans account in the winter of 2022 to 2023. That day, she said she called her bishop at 4 a.m. and told him her decision to remove the account. She remembers he was very supportive of the decision. And that meant she would only have to work harder to make money. It's all about the grind life now. You know what I mean? Because there's no other ways of making it. Even when I stopped the OnlyFans, I didn't have a backup plan. That's when faith came into play, White said, adding that she deactivated her account and has been rolling by faith ever since. In accepting Christ as her Lord and Savior, White says she has turned down many job offers that don't align with the Christian faith. I've had to turn down lots of crazy things, and I'm like, these people are crazy. Like, I mean, some crazy stuff. I think the craziest one is I got an email from somebody, and they were like, yeah, we want you to host this poker night at this thing. And if you get some people to come, like your famous friends to come, then we'll give you an extra $500,000 per each one. And like,
Do it.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff like that. Like even hosting things like even movie roles where it's like, no, why would I be the sexy stripper villain? Whatever you all want me to do, that's too much. It's too much. So there you go.
There's a lot in this story.
There's so much.
How she have access to a bishop? Now, I went to
Dueling Bishops
church over years. It was tough to. You didn't see the bishop too much.
And she's like, "Get me a bishop," and then she's flush with bishops. There's 2 of them. Who was the one? Which of the 2 did she call at 4 a.m?
I don't know what
And I get that you're
Yeah.
excited about Blac Chyna's journey, but I would be pissed about a 4 a.m. wake-up call just to say, hey, I'm not going to be on OnlyFans anymore.
Yeah, I'd be pissed about that too.
Yeah. You could have texted
Imagine
me.
maybe she's making some sort of donation that makes that 4 a.m. call worth it. I would
Well,
assume.
where's
Because
this
I'd like-
bishop from?
Because I'd be like, Angela, couldn't you have waited until 9 to tell me that?
Do you go to your agent and you're like, hey, can you get me a bishop? And the agent's like, oh, yeah, I've got a good bishop guy.
Bishop?
And then it turns into like a callback because you have two, and then you have to decide between the two. And so you're like, I'll just take them both.
Took
Like-
both. Yeah, one was like under the water, and the other one was above the water.
So like, how did they?
She could have put that on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Well,
They do rock paper scissors to see like who if you lost and you had to get into the water, and if you won, you could stay dry.
Oh, if it's a hot day, I'd get in the water.
And okay, I'm sorry, but if all I had to do, like if I was going to host a poker thing, I'd be like, hey, Jason, Samantha, Kurt, do you guys want to come to this poker thing to get $500 a pop? I'd be asking you.
500,000.
Oh, I'd seriously be asking.
But-
I'd come and pick you up.
We weren't getting the 500,000 a pop. You would be getting it. So unless
So
you're cutting
I
us
still would be
in.
like,
You
hey,
should share
Kurt, Jason, Samantha, I'll even come and pick you up and take you.
Let's
For
go.
500,000 a pop.
Yeah.
A person.
That doesn't seem that bad. I mean, I guess gambling. I guess if she's like super, super, super Christian, but that doesn't seem that bad. My goodness.
But she's not gambling. She's just getting
I know.
people to go.
Yeah.
I know. That's crazy. To turn that down, I feel like that can't be true. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
She's got access to some people.
yeah, seriously.
I mean, you bring
How's it
two
making
bishops,
money?
that's $1 million right there.
I'm
Right?
wondering where these bishops are coming from. Like, do they have are they coming from like major dioceses, or I think it might be.
I
Yeah.
wonder if
Coming
there's
from a chapel in
like,
Vegas.
you know how there's like TaskRabbit? I wonder if there's an app of like, find a bishop, and you just go on there and there's two in your neighborhood.
Right? We could have them
Yeah.
here in 10 minutes. That's seriously, that's insane.
We
Wow.
I
need
need a
to
cardinal.
get one of Blac Chyna's bishops on the show.
Yes, we do.
No, you need to get both of them.
We don't know what the.
Same time,
names
both
are.
of them.
Yes,
Oh
we
my
do.
goodness.
As long as they're fans of my singing,
Yes.
Well,
then they can come on the show.
I've opened a can of worms here. Let's see.
The bishop. I like that.
but
I like that she gets a bishop. She says, I don't want some priest. I want the bishop.
you know what I've noticed though?
What's priest boss?
You know what I've
Get me
noticed
God.
lately? We don't hear descriptions of her outfits anymore. Is that like the new Christian her?
I go around the different. Depends on the publication. This was a Christian publication. They're not going to talk about her sexy outfits.
Yeah, I
Is she
think
still wearing
but
sexy
they'll still
outfits?
talk about it if
Sexy
it's in like
outfits.
People or something. Us
Yeah.
But is it
magazine.
still sexy?
Though?
Yeah, I have seen articles where there's a photo spread. It's hard for me to read those because I got to scroll down, keep scrolling down.
Like,
through all
does
the
she
pictures.
like? Because I wonder, does she wear like pantsuits now, or like like maxi skirts?
Oh God.
I don't know. These articles always have pictures of her from over the last couple of years. So
Because now that now that her fillers are gone, her boobs are gone, her butt is gone. So I wonder if she like dressed modestly or like sexy modest.
If she was a sexy bishop for Halloween, I would just be the happiest person in the world.
do that.
A sexy bishop.
Yeah.
Well,
Checkmate.
shall we get into this movie?
Yes.
She does that. They won't write about her Christian Post anymore.
Right. Now, you know who needed Jesus? Was this woman Olivia in this movie?
Ugh.
Olivia was
Wait,
very
Olivia?
angry.
I would be
It's probably
too.
because she had the worst costumes.
Yeah.
Because they dressed her like wallpaper.
Olivia
Yeah.
Olivia was very I don't think I've ever seen a character this angry before. For no reason.
Oh, she
No, she had
absolutely had
For
reason to
some
be
reason,
angry.
Good reason.
Yeah.
Some
Good
reason.
reason.
Yeah.
Well, she had a reason to be angry, but she was like, she came in hot. Like,
Sexism came for her.
Yeah.
And she has a dead dad who sucked.
We're coming in midway of her life. She's already angry. That's why
Yeah, she had good
to
reason.
us-
Her
To us, she's
dumb
kind of-
brother took her job.
Yeah. And they lay it out throughout the movie. Like, this movie was all about, women in the workplace not getting treated as well as men are.
I don't know. Maybe I was numbed because I've been watching Bridgerton for 2 days. So,
dear.
the sexism, so that, I've been like ensconced in sexism for 2 days.
Oh, I missed that show.
Because, Bridgerton is very sexist.
I can't watch it. I watched the first season and I was out.
Oh, you can't
Hey.
watch Bridgerton?
It was like they said it was so sexy, and I'm like, no, it's
That
not.
was- Hey,
Not sexy.
Samantha, did you hear them give me a hard time because I just started watching Young Sheldon? Like,
Yes, I sure did. It is
Yeah.
funny.
Wasn't that
I mean, Kurt. I do love it. Like, what's this hot new
Never,
show?
all right.
Sheldon. Oh no, I know it's not the answer you wanted. I'm so
I love that
sorry.
Samantha has already Curted you.
Because
Why don't we
I'm
bring
so
up the
sorry,
other
but,
titles?
oh no!
All
Don't
Did
do
you all
that.
watch the? Did you all watch the series finale?
I
I don't watch Young Sheldon.
I don't either.
I don't watch
9 million.
And that's not shade against the show. I just never got into it.
No, I watched like a few episodes of the first season. It was fine, but that's about it.
I've never seen an episode of Young Sheldon. I've never seen an episode of what are those nerds called? The
Big Bang Theory.
See, I think
I've never seen an episode
what
of
they
that.
should have done. I think what they should have done. Last episode of Young Sheldon they all had old Sheldon, Jim Parsons, and what's
They
the,
did
how's that
it?
one? Yeah, she was in it. And then what's the woman's
they did,
name?
they did.
Mayim Bialik.
Mayim Bialik.
Mayim Bialik.
I think they should have had.
Blossom.
I think they should have had Bette Midler playing the older version of her. That way, it
Oh
would be
my
like
God.
I see what you
reverse
did there.
Peaches.
That would
Yeah.
be
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Wow. What good casting.
Wouldn't that have been cool?
Hell yeah. That's good casting.
I still wouldn't have watched it.
If Cher was on it, you would have.
Oh, well, yeah. I would have. Well, come on. Let's not get crazy, of course.
You don't care for Bette Midler, Les?
No, I love Bette Midler.
Apparently not enough.
I love Bette Midler, but I would only take a bullet for Cher. And like watching
Well,
that show would
this
be
was
like
just
taking
watching
a
it.
bullet.
Wow.
He watched Mamma Mia too because Cher was in it.
Ugh.
And I was very angry.
So did I. It
still
was
angry.
fucking terrible. It was. Oh, sorry. I don't know if we're allowed to curse. It was very
You
terrible.
fucking
Yeah, you
can say
can.
whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, sorry. I just realized I'm like, oof. I should have asked.
Oh,
that
you can
question.
curse.
I was
Well, it
driving
was
around the other day.
terrible.
And I was
Oh,
driving
me
around. I was like,
too.
what's the rating of our show? Is it like NC-17 or what? Maybe it depends on the episode.
It's not rated.
Oh,
I don't know.
you know
I
what?
can't
though?
remember if you guys cursed.
I've been listening to some other podcasts lately, and we're as much as we curse, we're pretty rated G.
I don't even realize you curse. I think I'm so like used to cursing that I don't even hear it.
Well, like I worked in radio for so long, so I used to be very good about not doing it. And now when I do it, it's usually when I'm really heated about something dumb in a movie and I'll let out the F word, but the F word being fuck. But I don't really curse
our
that
level.
casually on the show otherwise.
And I also listen when I listen to regular radio. I listen to Sirius XM, and everybody curses on that.
Mm.
Everybody curses on that.
It's Spider fucking Harrison.
Okay, so speaking of coming in hot, this movie came in hot.
Okay.
Because we're in an emergency room. We see a woman come in to like on a stretcher. They're fighting to keep her alive. They pull out like the shocker things on your heart. What do they
Paddles,
call those?
The defibrillator.
Defibrillator, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
They pull that out. They try to get her heart started. She dies. And then we realize this is our cold open.
Yeah.
Because then it doesn't go to 1 month later. It doesn't go to 2 months later. It doesn't go to a year. It goes to 20 years later.
Yeah, that was surprising. And so was they actually spent some money on that opening sequence with tarot cards. That was
Yes.
nice.
This
Falling
opening was
tarot
so
cards.
cold. It was so cold that I thought I was watching the wrong movie. I like checked. I'm like, I think I put on the wrong movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is not right. There's nothing. This is definitely not a fortune teller movie.
Yeah.
Like I truly thought I was watching the wrong film. And I was like, oh no, this is right.
I was also worried from the description before the movie started that this was going to be an acquisition and not a movie actually made for Lifetime, because the description talks about Shane, the guy, and doesn't talk about the women in the movie. So it's like, oh, a guy is the main character? That's unusual for Lifetime.
This is an acquisition.
It is?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hybrid films make their movies like on their own and know that they can sell them, but this is totally an acquisition.
But they sort of know Lifetime's bread and butter to actually.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. They do know what the audience target is, for sure.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I wanted more gore. So.
Yeah. And I thought we were going to get it. Opening in a hospital with a woman dying, and it's a pharmaceutical company. You thought there'd be like a lot more murder.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Because I go back to the mothership, killer contractor, where there were ceiling fans falling off of the ceiling.
Yeah, there's a ceiling
Can't wait
fan.
to hear this episode.
There's a ceiling fan right above you.
Yeah.
Look
Oh
at
yeah,
that.
Les has one right above him.
Yeah.
You talk about ceiling fan. This is scary.
I do too.
Well-
I don't like this.
Oh no.
Okay, no. True story. So this is like the extra bedroom. And so initially I was going to put the bed under the ceiling fan, and I didn't, because after watching Killer Contractor, I remembered that and moved the bed to the side.
Oh my
Well, we
gosh.
got to see if we have that episode. Yeah, there's a ceiling fan came down and started chasing after someone like a helicopter.
That's gonna haunt my dreams tonight. Thank you. That's
Well, just don't blindly look at makeup tutorial videos on YouTube, and you will notice that the fan is falling with enough time.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
So we're in a board meeting. They're talking about pharmaceuticals. And there is a guy who I wrote, he looks like a poor man's Michael Douglas.
Oh, I wrote fake Gavin Newsom.
Oh, you're right. Actually, you're
Got the
right.
slick hair.
Yeah. Jackson.
He reminded me of Michael Douglas, but he definitely could be a Gavin Newsom as well.
I don't know who Gavin Newsom is.
Oh, Gavin Newsom's the governor of California.
Oh, good.
Oh, I didn't know who it was either.
I'm very well educated.
It's all right.
Gavin Newsom is kind of sexy, actually.
Yeah.
Is he? Okay, I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah. Oh,
I know Michael Douglas.
He's
That's
sexy.
about it. I don't know.
This
I have
guy-
no idea. Okay.
This guy wasn't ugly. Like, he wasn't bad. Like, he was
Mhm.
he would definitely be like a 99-cent store Gavin Newsom.
Well, he
or
was
a
like,
99
this
cent
guy
store.
was like probably super hot when he was younger, and he's a good looking
Yeah.
older guy. But he's
Yeah,
got
he
like the
wasn't bad.
longer, like salt and pepper hair that's like slicked back because he's a businessman.
Right.
All right.
So,
But on the weekend, he probably rides a motorcycle.
right.
Wow, you got it all mapped out.
So Gavin Douglas is talking in the board meeting, and so it's him, it's Olivia, it's Shane, and I forget what the assistant's name was.
I think Alice.
No idea.
Tyler? Is that who you're talking
No,
about?
Tyler's the male assistant, and then
Tyler.
there's the woman. I
She's
think her
Olivia.
name is Allison.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Missed Allison.
So they're
Yeah,
talking
good
about.
memory.
So basically, I think this is supposed to be a take on like the pharmaceutical industry today, because they're like, we're in the business of making money.
Yeah, this was kind of a pharmaceutical centered knockoff of Succession.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Well, it's not a very good knockoff of Succession.
Well, no, well, this was apparently inspired by true events.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a little lost when they started talking about the pharmaceutical stuff.
It was a lot of exposition up front.
Yes, a lot of jargon.
Yeah.
I felt like in general this movie was like slower than I wanted. I wanted more like murder and
Yeah.
things happening. It was a little slow
Yeah.
I paused it a few times thinking, oh dear, okay.
No,
We're
I
going
agree
slow.
with you. I agree with you, Samantha.
Yeah, I was like, get to that fortune telling. You know?
And Olivia looks. I wrote Olivia looks just stressed and She's just pissed.
She probably is.
And then who was it? And then Gavin
People
Douglas
are
was
hoarding
like,
craft services on the set.
People were doing it though to inspire her performance.
It worked.
Look, Olivia gets hungry right around 11:30. We've got to make sure there are no snacks nearby.
Oh, don't worry, they're all gone.
So then who was it that was it Shane that was like get us an influencer who recovered from one of our men?
No, that was Olivia.
That was Olivia. Okay. Yeah. So then the female assistant is like, Olivia, get down here. Your brother is going to the board. And I wrote, Shane was talking to the board, and I wrote, Shane is on coke.
Oh.
Really?
I didn't get that.
He was very animated talking to the board.
Thought he was just being a guy.
He could be just being a guy.
Sorry. He just seemed like an angry guy. Yeah, maybe he was on coke.
Because, he was definitely on...
That would explain a lot of his behavior.
He did run a pharmaceutical company. He has access to whatever he wants, really.
Yeah,
right.
A lot of him, actually.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then things go awry. Then he goes back into his office. He's hanging in there. And then this is where he becomes a dumbass. Because on the internet, all of a sudden, he gets like an ad for a psychic.
Mm.
Like he gets clickbait about a psychic and decides to follow it.
I did sort of enjoy that because like this is a super powerful man, very rich, runs this giant pharmaceutical company, like clearly a billionaire, but even he is getting duped by Temu ads on Facebook.
Right?
Yeah.
Because and the thing that annoyed me, I'm like, dude, you are rich and you are in LA. Everybody knows a psychic or two. All you need to do is talk to your friends and get a recommendation. You're going on clickbait and doing it.
Well, there's also a little bit of explanation ahead of time that their father was into like psychics, and he used to see Miss Cleo and different things.
Yeah,
like that.
I kind of felt like it was a missed opportunity to not have his father psychic like come in at some point and be like, "Hey."
Yeah.
Like that would have been fun. She could have been like, this person is not legitimate. Like you should be following this, me or something. I don't know. It was like he was falling for an MLM, even though it wasn't.
Right. It's like, you're a billionaire. You don't have access to Teresa Caputo. You don't have access to Tyler. You're just going on some clickbaity, you don't have access to like Dionne Warwick's psychic friends.
But this is where we learn finance. Like, so if you want to be wealthy, don't spend your money on Miss Cleo or Dionne Warwick. I don't think either of those people are still alive, are they? Is Dionne Warwick still alive?
Dionne Warwick, what? How dare you, Kurt Fitzpatrick? Dionne Warwick is still alive.
Yes.
Okay, so Dionne Warwick is still an option, but it's just too expensive.
Kurt, how dare you?
I don't know. Who did I think passed away the other day? I don't know.
And by the way, Kurt, Dionne Warwick will cuss you out online.
Yes, you will.
Her Twitter is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Hector Elizondo died. Now he's alive too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's very alive.
Well, I thought he died. It must have been in a movie where he died.
So this psychic was named Arabella Prescott.
Well, the psychic that he got the ad that wrote the book and stuff, it's her compound, but Arabella isn't the one he goes to see.
He sees Maya. Yeah. Maya Priestley.
Okay.
And he asks Maya, he shows up. Now, Samantha, where do you think that place was? Because do you think it was like in Malibu?
But it was driving me absolutely crazy the entire time because we definitely shot there when I did the movie with them, which I think, by the way, is called A Nurse to Die For, if you're ever wondering.
Good to
and
know.
It was freaking amazing. It was really, like, I rewatched it and I was like, this is great. Like, so bad, but so good. But we definitely shot there, and I don't, God, I can't remember. It was driving me nuts the entire movie because I'm like, I've been here, but I don't know. It's
Well,
definitely not Malibu. I'll tell you what, it's not Malibu.
There's like ranches and stuff up in the Santa Clarita Valley. I'm sure it's something up there.
We shot in some I have to think about it. We shot in very specific places. Like there's like 3 locations that you go to, and like even the restaurant scene was in the bottom of like this mansion that has like a courtroom, a restaurant, a medical office. Like
in the
it has
mansion.
like like they have like all these like rooms. It's not a studio, but it's like a house that they transformed to have like all these sets preset.
Okay.
And one of them had all the stuff outside, but good gravy. I don't remember where it was.
Let me ask a question. So this hybrid production company, so they independently produce these movies.
Yes.
And then they sell them to Lifetime. Well, first of all, do they ever make a movie that they try to sell and Lifetime says no?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
But they produce stuff for other outlets as well.
They do. Yeah, like they've done like I think like Tubi and like other outlets, but
Tubi,
but I don't know if anyone's like Roku. You know what I mean? Like they've done other things, but I'm not sure that Lifetime's ever. I wouldn't know.
Could another production company just make a Lifetime? Like if we all got together and made a movie that was much like a Lifetime movie, would they like you to buy it?
Possibly.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, so I've done a lot, unfortunately. I've done a lot of like movies that they just make them and they know the rules. So like Hallmark has an incredibly hard list of rules. Lifetime's obviously, as you guys know, like more malleable, right? Like you can get away with more. Hallmark, and I know they're changing and I appreciate that and thank God, but their list of rules, like there's like a literal document that I have that's like the rules, like you can't show any nudity, like, and I'm talking nudity as in like a bare chest.
We've seen like, men's bare chest on Hallmark,
this, right? No, I'm saying until a certain amount of time passes.
Oh, got it.
Oh,
yeah. No, like you can show it, but and like the people can't kiss until a certain amount of time passes in the script.
That's interesting.
So like when you're writing the script, you have to like have this like, okay, so this can't happen until page 42, or this can't happen until page 35. Like the amount of touching that can happen between like the man and the woman can only, because I say man and woman because back in the day it was not allowed to have gay people on Hallmark. Thank God they're changing that. But there's like such a list of rules that you have to follow to be sold to Hallmark. Lifetime's a lot easier.
Yeah.
You can put on these lists. There's no reason to show a man's bare chest. It's all.
Yes, there is.
Absolutely.
Extraneous.
It's
no, it's
nothing
not.
to do with the story.
Like, forget the fact that I'm a gay man and want to see skin. These are movies that are targeting a female audience. They want to draw them in somehow. It's smart business.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of bare chest, Kurt, Jason saw someone at the Abbey eating cake with a bare chest yesterday.
So yesterday I was at you've heard by many stories about me eating cake at the Abbey and there being photographic proof. I walked in with friends and this is middle of the day, so it's broad daylight out, and I look over and the first thing I clock is, oh, somebody's like putting a fork into cake, and I'm like, oh wait, that's a go-go that's just wearing rainbow colored underwear. And I'm like, wait, the go-go isn't feeding himself, the go-go is feeding another rainbow underwear clad go-go who's up on the go-go box. So he's like down below feeding the go-go up above. It was magical.
Wow.
Mealtime.
I would watch 2 hours of that.
And I said,
me too.
And I said, that's brave, because first of all, eating cake at the Abbey is brave. During broad daylight, no less.
Yeah.
Can I ask a clarifying question? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've been to the Abbey many times. Where the hell is the cake?
So
like, I've only been at night,
when
and
you
I
walk,
don't know where the cake is.
So if you're coming down Robertson Boulevard, the first entrance you're going to see is Chapel. And then there's another entrance that's not normally open to walk in through. That's the entrance where you walk straight back, and that's where the little pastry section is.
So I've never gotten the,
no, and
always, is it only during the day?
No, that is the heart of the Abbey. Started out as a cafe, as a coffee house.
Okay, I've been all over the Abbey, and I have never gotten this cake. I feel like I must do it.
There is. Yeah, it's definitely in that middle room.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
hadn't thought about that.
I guess
If you're-
I'm probably just crazy at that point.
And the thing is, I'm old enough to remember when the Abbey was across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was across the street, and it was like a little coffee house, and then the place where it is now is a terracotta store.
Well, no, they
hadn't thought
moved
about that,
across to where the cake stuff is. That was the main part of the Abbey, and then they got a liquor license, and they expanded a little bit just to the right of that. Then they expanded a little bit to the back. Then they bought the terracotta store and expanded over there.
Because then the other side, were you here, Jason? When the other side was the sweatshirt shop where the guy murdered somebody.
No.
Oh my God! Okay, so where Chapel is,
Yeah.
that used to be a sweatshirt shop, and so the guy who owned that sweatshirt shop murdered somebody, and then they turned it into a movie that starred Antonio Sabato Jr.
What?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Interesting. No, I don't know any about. I know that it was before Chapel was here lounge. I went there many times. Before that, it was called Firehouse, and it does have a Firehouse vibe to the way it's set up. But I was never in
and then
there.
DeVille's for a while.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I know nothing
I was
about this
trying to
T-shirt
say-
shop.
I was trying to say earlier that I didn't realize if you're a big fan of this show, one of your big journeys would be going to the Abbey and eating cake.
Yeah.
Well,
It's inspired me. As
if
a
you
listener,
ever want to go,
I've been to the
listeners,
Abbey.
anybody, let us know. We'll meet you there.
We should do an Abbey meetup.
Yes, we should.
Oh, this is me as a listener officially saying, let's do that, please.
Should.
But Kurt, have you finally ever done the eating the cake at the Abbey? Because that's been like
No.
a thing on this podcast for so
No,
long.
I haven't been to Los Angeles in many
Guys,
years.
this is Patreon material. Like
I've
having Kurt
never
eat cake
met
at the
Kurt
Abbey.
in person.
Yeah, we've never met in person.
They've never met in person.
Why?
They've never met.
From other sides of the country.
I know, but you know,
Because I don't get to.
guys,
I can't remember last time I was in Los Angeles. It was a long
that's
time ago.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yes, Samantha, I know Kurt personally and I know Jason personally, but they don't know each other personally.
Well, we know each other now.
No.
Yeah,
We just
now
haven't
Well, they
met
know each
in
other now, but
person.
they've never met in person. I met Kurt in person, and I know Jason, but Jason and Kurt have never met in person.
No.
Les, you're
But
the
I-
only one who's met all of us because I've met
Yeah.
you in person.
And I met Samantha.
But-
in person.
Yeah, you met in person.
But I
Thank God.
consider I consider Jason a friend.
Likewise.
I would
Isn't that nice?
freaking hope so.
And we consider you a friend, Samantha.
230
But we've never
episodes
met.
later.
Aw.
Wow, Kurt's like, no, about that.
Oh, I didn't hear it. What was that?
I said Samantha's our friend now, too.
Right. No, I can't
It's
wait to
perfect
go.
timing.
We're easy.
I can't wait for Kurt to come to West Hollywood. I'm going to take him to bars with go-go dancers. And
Do you also live in Los Angeles?
Yes, so I'm from New York,
Okay.
so I do have that affiliation, but I do live in Los Angeles now.
In what part
So
of LA
that's
are you in?
something. I'm like right near Culver City.
Oh, good.
I started in WeHo, and honestly, like a month into living here, my building was getting demolished.
Oh.
They were like, bye. And I'm like, oh, good. That's great. So I was in WeHo for about a month and then had to move. And now I'm in Beverlywood. It's
Yeah.
basically between Los
Oh, I
Angeles
love
Heights
Beverlywood.
and Culver City. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's great. It's rent controlled. We love
Perfect.
rent controlled.
wow.
And yeah, I'm still in WeHo like all the time. Because
yeah, Beverlywood is cute.
it's really cute. It's really nice. I'm my New Yorker self. Like, there's a little Jewish bagel place on my corner, and I'm like, thank you. Like, it feels like home. So it's a perfect little area. The parking is good. It's nice.
But yeah, I was like, Kurt, where did you go? But yes,
No, I
Kurt-
dropped my.
when Kurt comes to LA, we're giving him the full treatment. We're giving him go-go dancers.
Mhm.
We're taking him to
Take him to Mickey's.
Mickey's.
I was gonna say, if you take him
I
to
don't know
Mickey's,
what
he
that
might
is.
die.
How did the bell of the ball?
I love Stash. Stash is my favorite.
We'll take
Less
him
is
to
all talk.
Revolver, where he can meet the wrong
Revolver?
Charming.
Yeah.
I will never go to Revolver again. I got picked.
Why? What happened to
Revolver?
Revolver?
My phone got stolen. Like, sorry, this is not helpful for the podcast, but my phone got stolen. Ugh. I got pickpocketed. My friend was so drunk, and I had to like take care of her. She's like a drunk baby, and it was just not a good time. Revolver is not for me, but I love Stash and I love
Shut up.
Abby, and I'm no,
Shout out
and
to
I
that
love
drunk baby.
Cantina. Ugh, a drunk baby.
Oh, you go to
The
Fiesta?
worst.
Thanks for listening.
Did you go to Fiesta?
Hey,
Yes,
we gotta keep going.
that's my favorite. Their nachos are very good. And
I have
I'm
not
usually
been to
a nacho
Fiesta
person.
in years.
It's
I gotta go to bed now.
fabulous.
I used to be the
sorry.
mayor of Fiesta on Foursquare when that was a thing.
It's so good.
Les asked about Fiesta.
delicious.
I thought he was asking like a street fair or something like that. So-
No, it's
Fiesta's
really good.
a-
It's Mexican food.
Okay.
I call it cantinas, but it's Fiesta Cantina. So it's delicious and fabulous, and it's my favorite place actually.
Have you
I was in
been to
WeHo
the-
today to get my cat food for my cat. That's where my pet is.
Have you been to the Atlantic Antic?
What's
No.
that?
It's a street fair in Brooklyn. You remember
No,
the
not
Beastie
cool.
Boys song? The Beastie Boys song? I'm out picking pockets, the Atlantic Antic. That's a real
No.
thing.
No, I'm aware.
All right, good.
So anyway, so he's at this he's at this shop. It's like a paranormal shop, which actually the funny thing is like with all those statues and stuff, that's what the place next door to the Abbey used to look like with all the statues and stuff.
Amazing.
And so
Weird stuff.
so this woman walks out. She's very sexy, and she says, yeah, her name is Maya Priestley. And he's like, well, what do I need to do? How do I get answers? What do I need to do? And she's like, all you need to do is have an open mind. And then she's like, I'm intuitive. And he's like, you know, my father was spiritual. And then they're talking about tarot cards. And she's like, tarot cards, they don't read the future. She's like, it's just a tool and it can offer guidance. And so then she gives him a reading. And then he gets the Fool, and then he gets the Strength card, and then he gets the Judgment. So she's like, he's having an awakening. He gets the Hangman, which, you know, she's like, you already have everything you need. Then he gets the Ten of Swords, and then he gets the Death card. But this played into the myth initially. The Death card doesn't literally mean death.
Mm-hmm.
It just means you're going through a change.
Okay.
But he gets the Death card, and of course the music goes da 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 da.
Yeah, the score like really hit us over the head with him getting that card.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say, as a tarot card baby myself, I was very proud that they actually interpreted it correctly, because I was like, oh,
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've got my
Wait, are you
cards,
gonna do our cards, Samantha? What's happening here?
Good. I know.
So then, are they pretty accurate then?
Yeah, well, I was too excited. I mean, I moved here from Massachusetts. I frequent Salem. I am literally named after the witch from Bewitched. So
Love that.
I'm a little witchy. Yeah, I'm a little witchy, I'm a little spooky. I couldn't believe it. When you sent me this movie, I was like, oh my goodness. It's like you knew.
Oh.
It's like you knew.
I have always wanted to go to Salem.
Oh my God, you should go. Do not go on Halloween. That's like the big tourist mistake. Don't do it. It's awful.
Right.
Ugh, it's packed and gross. Go any other time.
I
Go
don't
in
think
like
I wanna
November.
I don't think Les wants to go in the winter.
But yes, I can definitely.
No, I would go to Salem in the
I
winter.
think it's a little cold there.
No, I want to go to
I like
Salem,
the
and I want to go to Lilydale, New York.
What is in Riverdale?
It's a psychic town, and all
Writing
the
that down.
people in the town are psychics.
That sounds terrifying. I'm writing it down. Okay.
It's not real.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, I thought they did a good job, because the
It's like
death
a soap
card
opera.
does mean like transformation. It doesn't necessarily mean death at all. Like it usually does not mean death. So I was like, oh, good job, guys.
Yeah,
they did that.
I'm not super into the tarot thing, but I did get the sense that they at least did their research and made
Yeah.
these cards seem believable for how they were trying to steer the plot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also appreciated that they were like, it's not like real. Like they didn't pretend like it's magical. They're like, it's about your interpretation, which is the whole point of tarot,
Right. That
in
makes
my opinion. It's really just like it's like when you flip a coin and you're trying to decide between two things, and you know before it comes down, like, oh, I wanted heads or I wanted tails, because you wanted one thing over the other.
Mhm.
So it's more of just like a way of figuring out what you want.
So it's more therapeutic
Anyway.
than anything.
Yes,
I think that's-
exactly.
Yeah.
Not like, magical.
So then I wrote that Shane was on the phone then with Gavin Douglas, and Maya's watching him. And then, so then this next part. So Shane was a good-looking guy, I thought. I thought he was cute.
Yeah, same.
There was a lonely montage.
Yeah, he was like a total loser.
Oh, I don't think it's
Wait, what?
That doesn't make him a total loser.
No, because none of his friends wanted to come over.
Yeah.
None of his friends.
Here's this super good-looking guy with all the money of the world, and he couldn't get anyone to come hang out with him.
He's like that Mindy Kaling book. Is everybody hanging out without me? Or whatever it's called.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you could tell that he was the annoying friend.
Mm.
You know how you always, everyone has that one friend that's just annoying as fuck. And
Who could tell? He's not
and
inviting him over.
And you're like, I don't even know how I'm friends with this person, but you're just friends with them.
This is like
they
an
should've-
anxious nightmare.
I think they really should have played it up, made him look like really sad. He seemed kind of content.
He did
He's like,
seem
"Oh."
I've
sad.
worked with him. Guys, he's so gorgeous. I've worked with him in person. He's too nice and he's too beautiful. Like there's
No, he's
just
good. I thought he's very good looking.
and sweet. He's a sweet potato. Like there's just no getting around it. Oh, he's the best guy ever.
Can you have
Like,
him, for research, send us shirtless photos of himself?
Yes, please.
Oh my god! I messaged him today that I was going to be. I was like, I'm on a podcast, and weirdly, I am doing a movie that you're in because I did a Christmas movie with him. It was weird for me to see him being awful because I'm like, oh no, I'm used to seeing him being a little Christmassy guy, not like a shitty guy.
What is the actor's name?
Jonathan Stoddard.
Okay. Yeah, because I definitely recognize him. We've seen him before.
Yeah. I'll ask him for research if he can.
Yeah, visually, he did not disappoint.
Yeah.
No, he's gorge. And he's funny. There were some incredible one-liners in this movie. I would say that is one thing I did adore. There were some really good singers, I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, so nobody, and I did like this montage because, it was like a lonely montage. And he's just calling his friends and nobody wanted to come over.
Yeah, you could have set that to the Christmas time.
So sad.
He just got drunk by himself.
Yeah, he drinks a lot, by the way. Did you see that pour? I'm like, that's a heavy pour.
Yeah.
He was pouring like triples. I thought, whoa, that's a lot. Like, even for Lifetime, I thought that was kind of risque. Maybe that's my inner something, but I thought that was pretty risque.
Yeah, and get ready to be NC-17. He doesn't fuck around. You see later on that he's spending mad money on this wine.
Yeah.
Why? You could buy like a $10.
I think like a
$10 bottle.
But again, the guy's a billionaire.
$10 bottle.
I found $8 bottles of wine.
$2
Kurt, he has his own plane. What he didn't need to worry about the cost of a bottle of wine.
I'm trying to teach people how to economize. Okay.
So then we see this old man, and he's like watching TV, and then there's a commercial or like a news announcement. So the pharmaceutical company is called Settle, right?
Settle. It's pronounced settle, which I thought was really funny.
Settle.
And so then they make an announcement about this pharmaceutical company, and the old man is like, over my dead body.
I'll show you.
Yeah, because this guy was the CEO of Biosurgics, which was the company that Shane was trying to do a hostile takeover of.
Right. So then, you know what? If you're in a Lifetime movie and you say over my dead body and then you hear a noise, just stay in your room, stay in bed, don't walk out into the dark.
Well, especially if you have a house with like a ledge over the stairs.
Yeah, just don't.
Don't even buy a house with a ledge over the stairs. You know it's just going to be trouble.
Yeah.
Right. Because
ever since the Omen.
Because he walked out, and the next thing we know, he's at the foot of the stairs, and he's dead.
What kind of security systems does this guy have? Some people are just like sneaking in his house.
Well, come on, it's a Lifetime movie. People sneaking out.
I know, but for the head of another big pharmaceutical company, you would think you would have some sort of security detail.
Yeah.
Or a dog or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
Oh, and by the way, that is the director. That's his cameo.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that was the director of the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, how
love
funny.
that.
He does a cameo in every movie, and that was the director.
Oh, how funny.
That's great.
Yeah.
What's the director's name?
Peter something.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
They're so helpful. I'm so sorry. I know his name is Peter. I forget his last name, to be honest, but it was Peter for sure. But he was the director. Or he is the director, and he's lovely. And yeah, that's his cameo. I was like, Peter.
That's more than a cameo. That's like a supporting role.
Did he have lines?
Yeah.
Not over my dead body.
Over my
Oh,
dead
that's right.
body.
Duh. You just
And then
said
he's
it. Yep.
pushed off the steps.
Did he just Taft Hartley
one line.
himself?
I think so.
Yeah. He's got to be in SAG.
He's probably already in.
So poor Shane wakes up the next day and he's like passed out on the couch.
Yeah.
And
All that bourbon he was drinking.
yeah. So then he wakes up and Olivia's talking to Gavin Douglas. And then Shane goes back to the psychic place and he tells Maya, he's like, Maya, oh, and then so what's that waterfall thing, Samantha? That like waterfall thing.
Oh, that one I do not know. That was like somewhere else. I was wondering too. I'm like, where did they shoot this? And it was so random. It's definitely not where the sculptures are. It's definitely a different location.
Because it was like a trickly water. That thing it was like a trickly waterfall. Like it was
Yeah.
like a.
No, I don't know. I have no idea. I wish I knew.
So he goes to Maya and he's like, well, how did you know? How did you know that someone was going to die because of the death card? And once again, Maya's like, the cards don't tell the future. They only offer guidance. And so I didn't know that the cards were going to say that.
I also, in this moment, Maya says something that I didn't care for because she said, I'm not a fortune teller, which negates the entire movie.
Down.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the movie's called Killer
Yes,
Fortune
I wrote
Teller,
this down.
and Maya's saying, I'm not a fortune teller.
Mm.
It drove me absolutely insane. I wrote it down. I literally wrote down, I'm not a fortune teller, but the movie is called Killer Fortune Teller. So, excuse me, but what? Like, then the movie should be called Killer Tarot Card Reader.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? You cannot do that. You cannot say that. You cannot negate it. It drove me nuts too.
So then they all are happy because now they're going to get this company. So they all go out to dinner, and even though the poor guy's dead, they're like having a party because now they're getting this company.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
So they're out to dinner, like going, woohoo, he died. We got a company now. And so and Olivia is still very angry.
Yeah.
Very angry.
Yeah, because she takes the older gentleman, Polk, that was his name.
Irving Polk. Yeah.
She says Polk had 7 grandchildren. She always takes the side that upsets her. That's what she looks for.
And she was her eyes looked like they were just going to pop out of her head. She was so mad.
Yeah, I did notice that.
So then Shane gets up from the table and it's a tale as old as time. He bumps into a woman. She spills her drink. He gives her a handkerchief. And first of all, I was shocked that he had a handkerchief because I'm like, how old are you? Like 60?
Yeah.
I actually, I carry a handkerchief.
But what do you use
What
the
do you call
handkerchief for? For blowing your nose, correct?
Oh yeah.
He gives her
No,
his
for laying
handkerchief,
women.
and the drink gets spilled like right in her chest. So she's taking his snot-covered handkerchief and dabbing her breasts with his snot.
Ew.
So gross.
Wow.
Ew.
Like if you
And
bumped
then-
into somebody and their drink spilled, Kurt, would you offer them your snot rag?
Maybe if I hadn't used it yet.
I only ask because they're literally right next to the bar. There's probably, I don't know, napkins.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
He's being chivalrous.
So we find out that the woman's name is Natalie, and she was stood up on a blind date.
I want to meet that
And-
guy.
And she drinks a gin and tonic with 2 limes.
This
Okay.
is another good one-liner where he says he must have been really blind to have stood you up. And I was like, okay.
Right?
Honestly, I kind of loved it.
Oh.
I'm like, it's cheesy, but all right. With his face, he can get away with it.
Yeah.
I was
Right.
down. Buy my drink.
Right. And she was cute too.
Oh, she was very attractive.
She was so cute. Oh
She
my
wore
goodness.
that black,
the costume
like-
department did like her.
Was that leather? It was some sort of shiny dress.
was
Like
leather.
she looked
It was
hot. She looked
Definitely
really good.
leather. She looked amazing.
Yeah.
Anti-Olivia, unfortunately.
Yeah, see, this guy I wrote down because she thinks he's funny, and I didn't hear anything funny. But now I see that. Now I see that he has a spell over women as it is. So I guess this is what's going on.
So we find out she's a freelance journalist.
Oh yeah, I did like this that they shaded her later on that she writes a blog. I've been saying that for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I'm a journalist. You write a blog. You're on WordPress.
Ooh.
And then she's like, well, what do you do? And he's like, well, I own a pharmaceutical company.
I'm a billionaire. He says my first words were drug patent.
Wow.
I guess that was the funny
that.
thing he said.
That was a good
Yeah,
line.
I remember he said that. I remember he
That was
said that.
Amazing.
And so then the drug that their big drug is Tranquilify.
Tranquilify.
Tranquilify. Now, is that the name of the drug?
Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
Okay.
their famous drug.
Tranquilify. Tranquilify.
Not Brian.
Tranquilify.
And so then he asks
Relative to
her.
Stephen Fry.
He asks her to save him because he's like, I'm here with my coworkers and it's really boring. Save me. So she's like, okay, sure.
Save me. Could you save me from my loneliness? No, I can't.
Ugh.
But I have a homely sister who might want to join you. Oh, no, never mind.
So then they're talking,
I'm
and
just
then I
saying
love
it
this
works.
part too, because they're talking, and then she's like, what's my name?
Oh,
Just to
yeah.
make sure he knew her name.
I don't remember her name. What is her name?
Natalie.
Natalie.
There you go. Like, I don't even know.
And then she took over. She's like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to kiss you on the cheek. I'm going to give you my phone number. You're going to call me back in like 3 days so you don't look over eager, and then we're going to go out. And he liked being told what to do.
He said he's going to ask her out to dinner.
Yeah.
That's one of the things.
And then it worked because then he's like, well, I'm going to marry her.
I would have asked. I would have asked. Now is the dinner free? Like for me? And we would have seen how that would have gone.
And then Maya is like in the bar and she's looking at Shane online. She's Googling Shane.
Can't get enough.
So the next day, Shane is in the office and he's reading the Prescott book, the psychic book.
Oh.
And Olivia is like, well, where did you go last night? And she's still angry because he's like, well, I met someone.
She's
And
mad.
then she's mad,
at
like, you
everybody.
met somebody at the bar, and she's
She's
still
mad about
pissed.
that.
Yeah.
Also, like,
She's
they weren't at the bar that long, and the rest of the group was still behind him. Did he just bounce as soon as Natalie left?
Yeah.
How did they not notice? That's
Yeah.
something I was wondering. I'm like, they didn't notice that he was right there and left. Like, I thought that was strange.
And, like, stuck
And no
them
one, like,
with the
texted
bill?
him or called them.
oh
Ooh.
yeah, stuck with them with the bill.
Well, broke
Yeah.
down Michael Douglas was with them.
And also, I imagine there's like a company card. I hate that I'm like going to the logic
Yeah.
of this movie. I'm like, I'm sure there's a company card that they all have access to. But like,
Why would
they
they
didn't
care?
see him. Like, he was visibly in like 5
He's
feet
the
of
one that made them
distance.
all
Like,
go to the restaurant.
Why would they
Yeah.
care? They didn't want to hang out with him before.
No,
Right.
it's not a hangout. It was a business meeting.
Yeah.
It's important.
I don't know.
So yeah, so Olivia's just like mad, and I noticed like she's wearing like her shirt. Samantha, do you remember the Partridge Family? That
I
show
do.
from the 70s? She had a lot of Partridge Family shirts.
She did. Yeah, someone hated her. Like I said, someone.
What do you mean by that,
Fucking
Leslie?
hated
She had Partridge Family shirts. What does that mean?
Remember the Partridge Family had like the shirts with like the ruffles?
The
on
ruffles.
them?
Yeah,
The
and
ruffles.
buttons.
Okay.
But
There was ruffles
maybe-
and buttons for days.
But Les is onto something. Samantha, do they sometimes have like bins from old TV shows? Like there's a Partridge Family bin of clothes, and they have to pull out.
I mean,
like Gilligan's Island bin of clothes. Just as a
like
skipper.
part of me is like, God, I wish. No, I mean, we go to rental houses, and like a lot of rental houses do have like archival clothing. However, one, on these movies with this budget, absolutely not. You're not doing any rentals. There's no money for that. And two, like, no, someone just really, the costumes in this film were not bad. So her terrible outfits really stood out to me because I'm like, what? Who hurt her? Like, why did someone not like Olivia? Like, why? I felt for her the whole time. And her, let's be honest, also her hair. What's going on?
I actually have
did
a
not like
theory. I have a theory that they were trying to make her come across as unlikable
Yes.
to plant
I
the
thought
seed
so
that
too.
she might be the bad guy.
No,
Oh, okay. That's not what I thought. That is interesting. That's interesting. That's a really, I guess that's a good way to like deceive us because I was definitely deceived. But I thought that they were just trying to make her dowdy, perhaps, to like juxtapose her with like the hot ladies that were like coming to her brother. But at the same time, you guys went too far. They could have done it with a business suit. She could have been like a boss bitch, and instead they made her so mousy. Partridge Family. I mean, come on. Like, oh, she didn't deserve that. I want to like go back and help that actress. That was not fair to her.
Mousy and mad.
Well, she's definitely the villain. She dresses plain.
Yeah, it was
I
bad.
don't know.
So then Shane starts telling her about like tarot and what he's doing, and like, and she's like, ugh, Dad did this too. So she's getting triggered.
What did Dad do?
She's like,
We never
getting
really
totally
get triggered on
triggered.
that.
He had the psychic.
Well, Dad did. There was something at the end of the mom's life that the dad was basically like listening to the psychic more than like medicine to help out mom. They hinted that early in the movie.
Yeah.
That's bad.
So she's bitching to the female assistant about it.
Yeah.
And then Shane goes back to Maya again.
Well, before that, Olivia is talking to Tyler, who is Shane's assistant.
Oh, that's right.
And we find out that Olivia's like trying to push out Shane as the CEO, and she's in cahoots with Tyler, who apparently Olivia and Tyler are a couple.
Hell yeah.
Tyler was cute.
Tyler was cute.
He was cute.
They had that little
But do you think
hand moment.
Olivia is his
What are you
type?
saying here?
I'm just saying that
Oh.
we could probably go have cake with Tyler at the Abbey.
Yes.
In that puffer vest, because I thought that was a fucking crazy choice.
Yeah.
That was a
He's
life
wearing a
jacket.
he's wearing a puffer vest inside in an office cubicle, and I just thought, what the fuck is going on? Like,
That was like
what
Marty
happened?
McFly when he comes in wearing that thing. And like, well, why wearing a life jacket?
Exactly.
You know?
Go for cake with Tyler at the Abbey. After we're done, we could go for drinks at the Motherlode, and the bartender would go, Tyler!
Mhm.
And like, know his
Oh my
name.
God.
Possibly.
I
Yes.
think you're trying to say something about Tyler.
In that puffer vest? I feel like he should have more style.
I mean, I'm jumping a
Tragic.
little bit ahead here, but the way in which Tyler meets his maker is something very common in the gay
yeah.
community. That's all I'm
You're
saying.
correct.
Yes.
Correct. Yes. I was going only on the fashion. I'm like, this man. Oh,
But Tyler was cute.
He's very cute.
he's so cute. Take off that vest, and we got ourselves a deal.
Yeah.
So then she's talking to Tyler, and so then Tyler is like, okay, so I will go undercover and find out what's going on.
But he
And
didn't. He
report
kept
back
that.
to-
Tyler's a moron.
Yeah, he
Yes.
didn't put on a disguise. He left that, the
He used
That's
his
fine.
real name.
People, when you are pulling a caper, you use a fake name and you leave your briefcase from your job with the real logo in the car.
And paying cash.
Yes.
It's very important.
Like, who taught you kids how to run capers? That's like Caper 101.
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
And it didn't end well for him.
Yeah.
No, because he just didn't do his homework.
Because
He didn't take the caper class.
So first of all, Maya is reading for Shane, and they're talking about Natalie, and then he gets a king. She pulled out a king, and he's like, "Oh my God, her last name is King."
Yes, King.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tyler. Then after Shane leaves, Tyler shows up, and Tyler's like, "I wanna reading," but then Maya sees his bag with the logo from his company on the bag. And so
She immediately
Maya's
goes
like,
in the back and just Googles and uses his real name and finds his profile from the company website.
Right.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
Pharmaceutical
Maya's
companies
like, oh.
typically put the assistants on the website too for investors to see, right?
Yeah, 100.
So Maya's like, "Oh, you want a reading? Oh, I'm going to read your ass," and then takes a
Read your
bunch
profile.
of poison and puts it in his tea.
It wasn't poison. It was ketamine.
It's ketamine,
I love
but it was a
special
bunch of
K.
ketamine.
That was I thought that was fun. That was a fun twist.
But what
I
is
did
that,
not
like
expect it to
acid?
be.
That was enough
No.
ketamine to kill like a
What is
horse.
that?
Ketamine is a horse tranquilizer that is
Oh.
used
Yeah.
as a party drug. Very, very
Yeah.
prominent in the gay community.
Nice.
But it should have kicked in while he was there for his reading. It should not have taken until he got
Fell
home.
in a K-hole.
He
Yeah.
should have been in
That
a
was
total
like-
chaos.
He should have just been sitting there
Yes.
like a zombie, just staring at like the tapestries on the wall.
The fact that he got out of there, went home in a K-hole, and then died, I was like, what? This is impossible.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Because
That was a lot of
that
ketamine.
literally, that was like half a vial of K that she
Yeah,
poured
it's
into
too
that
much.
drink.
Too much.
And also, he didn't taste it.
Mm-mm.
And it's
Maybe-
Maybe you just
I'm
thought her
trying to
tea was really
remember.
bitter.
because I'm trying to remember back during my days. I'm like, could you taste it? I was trying to remember. Anyway,
I would imagine one could.
Also, she didn't drink any tea. For me, that's a heads up. Like,
Well-
you're giving me tea. I've never met you, and you're
Yeah.
not drinking
I mean,
anything.
he's already
I would
failed in two big ways in pulling out the caper, so he's not clocking that.
I guess you're right. You're right. I'm
So
giving
she
him too
pulls-
much credit.
so she pulls his cards, and he does get death. And this time it's like, oh well, this time it means it.
Yep.
Because once
Yeah.
again, she's like, oh, it doesn't mean death; it means transformation. But
Transforming into a dead person. That's cheating, though. You know, you give someone the death card, then you poison them. That doesn't. I don't know.
well,
Yeah.
so
All these
so
readings
it's
have been
kind-
cheating. They're all cheating.
Well, cheating.
right? So it was kind of like a juxtaposition because Shane has Natalie over, and they're talking about how he sent an expensive bottle of wine back because of cork taint.
Yeah.
Cork taint.
Yeah.
That bothers me. Cork taint.
What kind of
And
that's
taint
worse
do you
than-
like, Kurt?
Well, a cork taint sounds dirty. That sounds worse than pig bottom to me.
Okay.
I'm
so
so
Guys,
sorry,
I
Samantha.
You
gotta
know what
say-
show you're coming on,
No,
Samantha.
no,
What are you talking about?
I feel embarrassed to say I listened to the last episode and I'm queer, and I still didn't really fully like grasp what pig bottom was, and I feel like I need an explanation.
No, we don't.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm asking.
That's
I'm
not
so
why I
sorry.
mentioned it in passing.
You can cut it out, but I need to know. Like, what is
I
pig
feel
bottom?
like it's
I have to know.
self-explanatory.
You did.
It is
I explained it because
somebody that identifies sexually as being a bottom that is trying to
Yes,
get as
that part I get.
much as possible. Trying to get as much sex as possible. Line them up, line out the door,
Okay.
do your business,
Like a
leave
train
it
situation.
leave it in there. Well, not even necessarily a train, but just like one
God.
after one. I'm like taking a count.
No, I didn't know it was
Okay.
involved that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I just you can cut that out, but I had to.
give it
After
a
listening to that episode,
Oh,
I was
no.
so confused. I just had
There's
to
a
know.
line
I'm
of
like,
people?
and I'm
There could be.
left train.
There could be.
I was very
Visual, of
disappointed in
course.
myself as a queer person who literally has queer tattooed to my arm.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what a pig
I
bottom is.
think
I'm
it's
still
the
learning.
it's the sexual equivalent of the phrase "kid in a candy store." Like
Oh,
kid in a
wow.
candy store
Okay.
just
Get
wants
all you
all the
can.
candy. The
Yeah,
pig
grab
bottom
it
just
all.
wants all of the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
Yeah, but the worst
right.
part of this is since we did that episode, Les said I know some people who are pig bottom.
Well,
So you imagine me now I'm driving
shame
around. This is
for-
why I don't like to drive a car. Because I'm driving around thinking, so and so.
This is why you don't like to drive a car?
Because this is what I think about when I'm driving in a car. I think, I think, who's a pig bottom? I think.
Do
this
you
person might
like
be it.
now just walking around on the street, just like random strangers? Is it running through your head like I wonder if they are?
No, I'm thinking of people I know. Because Les says there's people I know who might be one.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm like, this is not the point of the podcast, but I'm like, so wait, why does that bother you, Kurt? Why does it matter? Why are you worried about
Does
it?
it bother me? I'm not worried about it. I'm thinking about it.
It'll just
Why are you
shatter your
thinking about it?
perception of people that up until now you've never thought about that aspect of their life.
Does it bother me? Not really. I wouldn't say it bothers me.
Then don't
they're
even worry
happy.
about them. That's what I'm saying. Then don't even worry about the pig bottom.
They're happy.
Put them back out.
No,
in
I'm
the
not.
world.
I didn't even ask.
Hey, I'm so sorry. Would they be like a pig in shit? I have to. I'm so sorry.
Some.
I have dad jokes for days.
Some.
Wow. You went
That's what they're
fully
into.
straight with it. Jason took it to a different place. Okay, great. Love it.
I don't think.
I was just doing a joke.
No, but on a sincere level, it doesn't really bother me. It was something that I wasn't aware of before.
I wasn't aware of it. And I was shocked. I'm like, oh, I thought I knew like all the terms. I don't. I still learn.
And I think the guys here think I'm shocked by it, but
I actually don't think you're shocked by it. I think you're more
play along.
you're shocked by the fact that you didn't really know the term, and sort of shocked at the realization that like, oh, there are probably people in my life that are this, and I had never thought of that before.
You know
But-
what? Yeah, I'm wondering who in my life is like this.
See,
Anyway, not the
Samantha,
point.
what-
Yeah, I
you
know.
know.
You know what, Kurt? You've got me back.
See, you
So-
start
Probably
wondering.
back to
wonder
I
if
want-
so-and-so's-
I want
Pig
everyone
bottoming.
listening at home or in the car, wherever you are, I want you to really consider the people in your life and think about, are they a pig bottom?
But see,
Hey,
here's
now
the
I'm
other
thinking
thing.
about it.
If I could say this
I'm
properly.
wondering.
But Samantha, here's the other thing that I find interesting about the fact that there's somebody I know who's a pig bottom. How does Les know this? What is it? Is there like there's circles of talk about who's a
Yes.
pig bottom?
Yeah.
So they're the
Well,
ones
yeah.
that, so they're the ones that are interested in who's a pig bottom.
Well, and you don't necessarily, the person doesn't come up to you and say, I'm a pig bottom, but, you know.
I don't like the term. I will say I don't like the term.
I like the term because it's so shockingly disgusting. It's just, it's
seems
so
mean.
specifically descriptive.
Oh, it's not.
Is it just like a fancy term for slut? Like,
Like there's a
It's
Venn
not-
diagram where those two things absolutely overlap for sure.
Yeah.
Because you know what I think the difference is? I think that like the word slut is kind of shamey, where pig bottom is not shamey at all. It's like, oh,
I would much rather be called a slut than a pig bottom.
Well,
And
it's-
you can
it-
quote me.
It's like a
God.
square versus a rhombus, or a square versus a rectangle. Like they're like all squares are all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
I'll tell you what. Last week I learned the word pig bottom. This week I learned the word rhombus.
And next week, parallelogram.
Yeah, I'll probably learn something next week too. Life's a learning process, and it's just disturbing.
right.
Sorry for that divergence.
Not
Thank
at
you
all.
for-
No,
That's
don't be
that's
sorry.
what the fans of the Hallmark movies really tune in for, is for talk like
I
that.
hope so.
Okay.
But yeah, you know. Oh, so yeah. So then Tyler comes home and just dies. I love that Tyler just died. Like he did.
Yeah.
Like he just came in and walked in the door and died.
Poor Tyler.
Yeah.
And then the next day, Olivia is still just mad, and she's like, Tyler is dead!
No, she
Okay,
takes it pretty
again,
well.
that's a good reason to be mad. Like, Tyler's dead.
Yeah.
She takes it well.
That's what Tyler said.
And this is where
Said the
I
pig
thought
bottom.
the movie was going to take a twist, but it did not.
Okay.
Because the Lifetime detective comes over. She's angry too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so this is where I thought it was going to take a twist. Because she meets Shane, the detective, Rita. Rita walks in, and it turns out that Rita and Olivia know each other and are friends. And so I thought it was going to take a little twist for a minute that Rita and Olivia were going to have a thing going on. But it did not.
Did not.
No,
I wish.
We also we
hope.
didn't mention the scene where Shane whisks Natalie away. They're on a plane, private jet.
Oh,
and they
did we
go
skip
on a date in Napa Valley.
Is that later?
No,
that's
no.
later.
Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about. Never
That's
mind.
later.
You're right.
because I was like, why are they walking around the lemon tree?
No, we didn't get to that yet.
No,
Yeah,
it's
well-
later. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have a theory about that scene.
So then Rita and Olivia were sorority sisters.
Oh.
So that's how they knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So then so then we find out that Natalie tells Shane the story about her mom. And then we go to the Topanga Police Department and we find out
By the way, name of my cat.
Topanga.
Is it named after Boy Meets World?
Hell yeah, it is, baby. And that's how I found this podcast. Thank you,
Oh,
Jason.
So you know who Jason's
Just
friend
saying.
is.
Huh?
So you know who Jason's friend is, or Jason's buddy.
my buddy.
I don't know. Do I? I don't
yeah.
know. Do I?
Who's my buddy? Oh, Ben.
Oh,
Ben
Ben
Savage.
Savage. Well, that's how I found your podcast. through Jason.
because I was on their podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Pod
that's
Meets
right.
World.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love that.
Have you seen Ben Savage in a while?
I haven't. No, I saw him a bunch when he was running for a house, and haven't seen him in the neighborhood at all since then.
Did he win?
No,
Just
he
like
did
a
not.
politician. I mean, I'm saying you show your face when you have to.
But he
It's not
lives
personal.
he literally lives 3 blocks from me. He lives close by.
Even more to my point.
Um.
But anyway, sorry. Just saying Topanga, yes.
Oh, anyway, so they're at the Topanga Police Department, and they find out that Tyler had cardiac arrest because of the K.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when we also find out that Olivia and Tyler were in a relationship.
Kind of situationship.
And so then Rita is telling Olivia, you know what? You need to chill. You should just take some time and clear your head. And Olivia's like, no, I'm pissed. So I'm just going to stay pissed.
Well, she also confides in Rita that actually my brother doesn't know about me banging Tyler in his Buffy vest. I'd rather him not find out.
It's puppy.
Right. So then, and then Shane goes back to Maya again. And so, so then then Maya is telling Shane, you have a strong woman in your life, and he gets the Empress card.
A sensual, fertile woman.
Yes. So then they're in the private jet. He's looking at the Empress card, and then I wrote, because then they're just walking around lemon trees, and I'm like, why would he take her to the lemon trees?
This was weird because it it looked almost like a tampon ad, but then it dawned on me later in the movie that actually this is like every pharmaceutical ad you ever see is like, as they're talking about all the side effects, they're showing the people going and living their fabulous lives because of this drug that helped them. And this is like every scene is that they're frolicking through a lemon garden, and they're drinking wine, and they're pouring wine in Napa Valley, and they're sitting under these trees in the shade.
Right.
It's so true.
And is that your best life, picking fruit?
Yeah, picking lemons.
And then they charge you for the fruit.
I
You pick all
hate
this
the
fruit.
concept of like apple picking, where you like you have to drive to an orchard and then pay them to do the labor of picking the fruit. No,
Jason.
What?
Jason, my New England heart just broke. That's like my favorite thing.
See,
I would do
apple
that for
picking?
my birthday. Like, like I did that for my birthday like every year. It's wonderful. You don't pay a lot of money. You get wonderful fresh apples. You can pick the trees. There's different apple brands that are like way better than what's in the store. And it's so cute and like fall and
Can you pick green ones?
No.
no.
Green apples.
Yeah, no. The answer is no.
And
No.
Jason's from Pennsylvania too, so it's like, it makes it even worse.
No, I grew up like near farms and woods and
Why
things.
do-
Like I don't
why
want to
your
do the work.
hair?
It's the same reason I won't go to like the barbecue places where you have to like make your own food at the table. Like any
Oh my
business
God,
where
we're
I'm
all
paying
people.
them for me to do the work, I think as a business model, it's terrible.
Jason, you're not living. You're not
Sorry.
I
living.
mean, like,
I'll tell you what, you're not living.
No, Benihana,
Yeah,
they're making the
barbecue.
food. Benihana, they're doing a show at the table. That's a good
No,
business
like
model.
Korean
Running the
barbecue.
food.
Like Jason's not
Yeah.
going to Korean barbecue.
Exactly.
That's what I'm hearing.
Korean,
Okay.
If I had a
I
pet,
get
I would
that.
not go to a U-Wash doggy place. I'm not going to a car wash where I'm standing there washing the car. No.
Oh, dear God. Okay, I understand a lot of this. However, one, when you go to Korean barbecue, just go with a friend who cooks it for you. That's what I do. Shout out, Kim. You're fantastic. Thank you for doing all this for me. I don't do any work. Second, when you go to an apple orchard, it's different. It's like fun and cute.
yeah, but
I
then
had
you got
It's like a Lifetime movie.
I had the best Korean barbecue in London a couple of weeks ago.
Oh my gosh, I bet.
It was a seafood hot pot.
Oh,
So good.
Jason does like Build-A-Bear.
that was amazing.
Woo! I'm
To
done
be
for the night.
fair, Build-A-Bear, I'm not doing the actual
podcast.
building. I'm picking out the things to make the bear, but I'm not actually building it.
I don't think Jason's actually into bears, but
No.
Yes, I was wondering. I'm like, are you into
still,
No.
that was fun.
I like a grizzled bear.
My favorite animal is the otter, and that might translate.
The otter.
Thank you. Noted.
So Michael Gavin Douglas, Olivia, or they go to him and they're like, you know, what did you know about my dad and psychics? Meanwhile, you're talking about money, Kurt.
Yeah.
Shane is spending $10,000 on a bottle of Cabernet for Natalie.
15.
It was 15,000. Yeah.
15.
Yeah, Natalie clocked it as 10, and he corrected her and said 15.
He's like, no $2 chuck for my lady.
Samantha's here. She's like my mom. Like, Mom, these brothers, here's what they said about me a couple weeks ago. Now scold them. But here's what they did. They got mad at me because I ate a $15 piece of cake
Yep.
in an airport. It was in an airport. All right, I'm done with that.
Was that good cake, though?
Airport cake? Yeah, like that sounds awful.
Was it worth $15?
No, but it was in an airport, so you know the rules are out the window.
Wait, did you actually do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the cake? What was the brand?
It was like a restaurant in an airport.
You
'cause I
don't
was
even
like,
know?
No, I was like stuck in an airport for a long time. So
Sure. You couldn't have, $15. That's
Yeah,
so expensive.
it wasn't 15 because it was like this amazing cake that he had to have. It was
wasn't like
$15 because
Magnolia.
it was at an airport, and anywhere else it would have been like
I
$3.
see. I see. It wasn't like Magnolia Bakery or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so
Moving
So
on.
Shane proposes to Natalie already.
Yeah, crazy, by the way.
Must have been like 3 days or 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is the part of the film where I thought if my friends and I could like pull off this deception, I'm so fucking down. Like, let's do this. Let's like start doing weird things where we get each other married to like rich men. I'm so down for this.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm 33 and single and exhausted. Like, I'm ready for this plot. Like, let's make that my plot twist in my 30s. Let's go.
And even Olivia, like, you could tell, like, Olivia was like,
Not now, you just give it away.
Olivia was ready to like bust out her head, but she was like keeping herself calm.
Well, even if there hadn't been any signs that maybe Natalie isn't everything she says she is, you'd still be like, dude, you're super crazy rich and run this like massive company, and you just met this person and you're just proposing to her already? Are you insane?
Right.
They could do a prenup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I would
saying.
hope so. Yeah.
A prenup and a background check. He didn't do a background check.
No, he did not.
Yeah, you gotta do your work.
Background checks? I think I would be a little offended if the person I was going to marry wanted to do a background check on me.
Well, they don't know that you're
Yeah.
doing the background check.
Right.
You do it behind their back. That's why it's background.
And again, if
Oh,
you're
that's the background.
with the kind of money somebody like that would have, that would be kind of a normal thing. Like, I was talking to somebody that Les and I know that works for a very prominent person from a very prominent family, and he was talking about all the security detail that they had to go through for this event recently, and all the neighbors, like, they've got some very big name, like, celebrity neighbors, and all the security detail in the neighborhood and the crazy shit that happens. It's a lot of money to protect yourself from people trying to get all your money.
Yeah. Because these are pharmaceutical people, so they're billionaires.
Yeah.
Right.
And plus, I mean, it was the kind of thing where it probably, to like do a background check on her, it probably wouldn't have even been that complicated.
No, it's like $35. You do like a credit check, a background check, and yeah.
And I bet like the credit wouldn't have even been like the important thing for him.
No.
Because he, like, you know, if she was in credit trouble, he'd just pay her bills. I'm sure for him it would be a drop in the bucket.
Good point.
Well, it's good to know. Yeah.
So they're having a party. You know, Olivia's talking to her assistant. And then Rita, the detective, shows up at the party. This is where I liked Olivia, because then Olivia's like, okay, girl, here you go, and hands her a glass of wine that Natalie had been holding.
Yeah.
Yeah, their
I'm
fingerprints.
glad you came around. Yep.
And I liked Rita, because Rita's like, so they're joking around, and then Olivia's like, how long is it gonna take? And what she said something that was funny, like
as long as it took. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as they've been engaged.
Which means tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Olivia's listening up.
And then she was like, if these prints come back as Natalie, because if these prints really do come back as Natalie King, you owe me a drink.
Okay.
So, and she really did get the results back the next day.
Yeah. Background check.
By the way, insane to me.
That was
The
hilarious.
name reveal, I was like, this is a terrible. Like, what? This is the faker name than Natalie King.
Janine Augustine.
No, Janice Augustine.
Janice Augustine.
Janice Augustine. That sounds like something you would come up with in like Seinfeld or like Friends to be like, this is my fake persona.
That's right up there
Janice
with
Augustine?
Phoebe Buffay's Regina Phalange.
Thank
Right.
you, Regina Phalange.
Yeah.
I like
What?
Janine.
Janice Augustine? Shut up. Like no, that's not it. That's not a real name.
Janice.
Or in Parks and Recreation, how Aubrey Plaza, her alter ego would be Janet Snakehole.
Snakehole. By the way, why? And I have been Janet Snakehole for Halloween.
Love that.
Oh yeah, it's a great costume. So easy, so fun.
Did you have a Burt Macklin FBI agent with you?
I sure did, but we're broken up now. But like, I sure did costume design my boyfriend at the time to be my Burr Macklin.
Love that.
So Olivia then goes to Maya. And Olivia's like, okay, so my brother is in trouble, and you tell my brother that Natalie isn't who he thinks she is. And then of course Maya's like, okay. But then Natalie comes home, and then who's in Natalie's house? Maya. And then Maya's like, Natalie, you dumb bitch. She knows who you are. So you know what that means? We need to kill her.
Yeah.
So then Olivia goes to the office alone at night, like you do.
Yep.
And she's sitting in the office alone at night, you know, even though her friend has just been killed. There's nefarious things going on.
Is she getting overtime?
Yeah.
Well, it's her company.
Yeah. Again,
So, okay.
no security in the offices of this pharmaceutical company?
Oh my God, good point.
And it's a bad idea to drink coffee at night too.
Yeah.
You have a rocky night's sleep.
Yeah, the acid reflux alone.
You
Right.
can't be doing that. That's the worst choice she's made.
But she's looking around the office for coffee. And
Yeah.
did
That's how you know she's
someone
young.
hits her, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
She hears a noise. She's walking the dark hallways. There's someone in the shadows. And then she's back at her desk. And then she seems surprised. End of scene. So you don't actually see the hit happen.
And then I'm like, who are these barbarians? What happened to chloroform?
Well, also,
chloroform in a while.
like, if you are the person that's trying to get Olivia out of the picture, why don't you finish the job?
Right.
I thought it was crazy that they like didn't kill her. Like,
Well,
how do you not finish the job? I agree. It was insane.
my understanding is that caffeine kind of serves as like an anti-agent to chloroform. So
But they didn't. But they didn't
if you have a cup
chloroform
of
her.
coffee,
They didn't chloroform her.
They
a
didn't
cup of
chloroform her. They
coffee.
like hit her. They hit her.
that's why I
I
drink
love that
coffee.
though. Did not be chloroformed.
So then Rita goes to the psychic place, but Maya isn't there. You know who's there? Arabella Matthews.
Prescott.
Or Arabella Why did I write Arabella Matthews? Arabella Prescott.
You think you have Corey Matthews from Boy Meets World.
Yeah, it was like Topanga Matthews after she marries Corey. Topanga Lawrence.
And Arabella Matthews is like Arabella Prescott. Arabella Prescott is like a celebrity psychic. She's like Teresa Caputo.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a real person, real psychic.
Who, Teresa Caputo?
No, the woman who's in the show.
Arabella is in the lore of this movie. Like, we've seen her throughout. It was her ad Shane clicked on. Her book is the one that's displayed at the Crystal's place.
Okay. Now, Kurt, you know who Teresa Caputo is, right?
Is that the Long Island?
Yeah, we talked about her last week. She's the woman that I thought I saw at the Abbey last weekend.
Yeah.
So Arabella Matthews would be like Teresa Caputo.
Okay. Oh my God.
And so Rita, the detective, is like talking to Arabella is actually very nice to Arabella Prescott. It's very nice. Mm-hmm. And so Rita is kind of gushing over her, like, oh my God, I can't believe it's you. And then she's like, oh, well, I'm looking for Maya because I want a reading. And then Arabella's like, oh, you must be mistaken. All of my readers they need to be certified by the association. Now, I did not know that there was
also
like
what
Psychic
association? SAG. Is there though?
So there's like Psychic SAG.
Exactly.
Psychic
That
SAG.
can't be real. Yeah, that can't be real.
I bet it's I bet it
exam.
is some sort of like membership organization. Like, you don't really get like actual credentials, but it probably makes it more legitimate if you have this organization's stamp of approval because you paid them the $35 for the yearly whatever.
MLM vibes from this because this felt very MLM. Like this is very like fake.
Well,
you know?
also
like,
they you made a good point earlier, Samantha. You said that they referred to the dad having gone to a psychic, blah blah blah. Why wasn't Arabella the person the dad used to go to?
That is all I wanted. That would have been so smart and so easy. Like that would have been fantastic. So his actual psychic is Arabella, and she was out on whatever mission. I have no idea why she was out of town. I
think she was just on vacation.
She was
right.
Think about Arabella.
Sure.
She's a pig bottom. She was busy with other things.
Oh my god!
Come on.
Oink,
Yeah,
oink. Okay. Anyway,
I didn't know what MLM was. It's multi-level marketing. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a pyramid scheme, basically.
Oh yeah.
And Bernie Madoff.
Yes, like any pyramid
That was
scheme.
Ponzi scheme. He
It's
did.
like coming to your house and like trying to sell you like aromatherapy. You know what I mean? Like,
or like
Amway. Yeah, or Tupperware. Anything that they're just
or
like
even
coming
Avon.
to your.
Mary Kay.
Avon, sadly, Mary Kay.
Cutco knives.
Cadillac. Yeah. Yes. Right. Oh my God. Okay. No, it's not the time. But I met someone recently that sells those knives, Jason. And it was really awkward. We met at like a Dodgers game, and I had to be like, "Yeah, I'm not." Oh, cool! Like I had to like be like, "That's great." Like I don't want to buy the knives from you, but thank you.
I have a very good friend who he's like one of the top sellers. He's like one of the top sellers.
Oh no! Well, good for him, I guess.
Yeah, he does well with it.
You know.
But I liked Arabella because she was very nice to Rita, and Rita was leaving, and Arabella even gave Rita a book.
Yeah. Yes,
that's how you reel them in.
I think.
Yeah.
They just should have tied her in. They could have tied her in as like the original psychic from the dad, and that would have been like a very cool tie.
That would have been cool.
And also, since she was famous, that would make sense because the dad, being this wealthy guy, could have anybody he wants, and he had this famous psychic.
Yep.
Or it could even be like an Oprah and Dr. Phil thing. Like she wasn't even on the map until the dad came along and started going to her.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Did you see that meme? And it's a picture of Dr. Phil and it's a picture of Dr. Oz, and it says Oprah owes us an apology.
No, I have not. Also, who is the interior designer that she also like was with?
Oh, Nate Berkus.
Nate Berkus.
Thank you, Nate Berkus. I'm like, she also had that guy.
Nate Berkus is hot, though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, she also had that.
Nate Berkus' husband is the new guy on Queer Eye.
Replacing Bobby?
Yes.
What's his name?
It's Jeremiah something.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm like sad that Bobby left, but it's fine.
So Olivia's in the hospital. And
now Shane's mad.
Because Olivia's like, Natalie's involved in this.
She's like so drugged up in the hospital, she doesn't have the energy to be mad for a brief period. So he's got to take over.
She's finally happy. Like, she's finally, like, chill.
Well, she's in a cuter outfit, a hospital gown.
Right.
Thank you. Her best outfit of the movie. 100%. Oh, dear.
So then it comes out. Then who finds the newspaper article?
Well, so like after he finds out that Natalie's name is Janice Augustine, that name like sounds familiar. So he like runs back to the office. He's barking orders about pulling some files. So he starts going through all the files of when they launched that Tranquilify, because he remembers something about that story, and that's when he finds that Janice and her sister Lizzie, it was their mom. Yeah, who was Maya. It was their mom who died, and there was this big lawsuit, and it basically like bankrupted their dad and ended up killing the dad too.
And so then Michael Douglas. This is where Michael Douglas gives his greed is good.
Well, now we're saying.
Wait, who was bankrupt?
Michael Douglas. Hold on.
Janice and Lizzie, who are
their dad.
Yeah, their dad died bankrupt, like trying to fight this company.
Okay.
Yeah. What a crazy choice, by the way. Just saying. Crazy choice.
And so then Michael Douglas
Gavin
tells Shane, you were never supposed to know about this. And then Shane's like, how could you not tell me this? And then Michael Douglas is like, well, you know what? You're sitting in your father's chair. What would you have done?
But he also says that, he goes, you know what kills 3,000 to 4,000 people a year? Aspirin.
Aspirin. Is that true?
I think so.
I hope not. I'm not taking aspirin anymore.
I actually think it's a real fact, yes.
That. Is it real?
Really?
Yeah.
Are they like allergic? Like, what is the death? Like, why are they dying from this?
I'm not taking aspirin.
Yeah, should I Google it?
And then
because I was curious. I'm like, wait, why is that killing people?
I'm gonna look that up.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, not to like, but why is that killing everyone?
Google GOOGLE.
Oh no.
Google.
Does aspirin kill rats? Does aspirin kill people? I'm looking it up right now.
Does aspirin kill rats?
I don't know if it's called aspirin, right? There's an aspirin overdose. Yeah, and Mount Sinai. Oh yeah, if you take too much aspirin, well, could be a problem.
It's more than 3,000 deaths a year.
How much they take?
But that's because there are people. Some people take it daily, and they're saying it's not healthy to take it every single day.
Doesn't burn a hole in your stomach?
True.
You sometimes have to take it every day.
Well, it's also a blood thinner. So if you're on other blood thinners and you're mixing it and you don't know any better.
Okay, so it's like very specific. It's not like if you take aspirin. It's like if you're like have all these other problems and you're taking aspirin and you're not listening to the side effects. Like it's very specific.
Well, how are you supposed to listen to the side effects when you're watching these people that are really attractive frolicking and picking lemons?
Right.
You can't, Jason. You can't.
And then paying for the lemons when you have to get at the end, you got to weigh them and pay for them.
I know. That's why you hate an apple orchard. We get it.
Yep.
No, I didn't hate an apple orchard.
No, I do.
Jason did.
I don't hate an apple orchard. I hate being asked to do the work of the people at the apple orchard and paying for the privilege.
You're not asked. It's a fun activity. It's a fun activity.
If you have to shout at me that it's a fun activity, that's not fun.
The money I had to
This is enjoyable.
Blackberries I picked.
Fair enough.
How much did you have to pay for the blackberries that you picked?
I was like, man, I won't be buying a pharmaceutical company anytime soon. You're paying all this.
You won't kill anyone with your aspirin.
I do my apple picking at Pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so upset.
Something.
I'm so upset.
But you know it's fresh because when you walk through the produce section at Pavilions, they actually play sound effects of a waterfall.
That breaks my fucking heart. Like, this is heartbreaking.
I do apple picking, and then I do California roll picking, and then...
everything you're saying, Les, is killing me.
Oh, I like the Pavilion's California rolls that are fresh. They're actually pretty good.
I don't like a California roll. I will never eat that.
Really?
One of my favorite things about the pavilions in West Hollywood. So when I first moved here, there was a pavilions that had been around since the 60s, and they tore it down and built a brand new store. And when the new store opened, like right next to the deli counter, they had a sushi counter where they make the sushi there. But they actually had like seating at the sushi counter for like two people in the middle of the grocery store. And I always joked that I wanted to have one of my birthday parties there and just invite my friends. And you could go over to the flower section, buy like flowers and balloons and just like bring a cake and just have it at the two little stools at the sushi counter in Pavilions.
You know, I do this.
But they took it away. Yeah. They don't have the seating anymore.
I don't know.
Oh, it's gone.
We don't. Me representing the audience from outside of California, we don't know what these things are.
Oh, well, Pavilions is Safeway. It's Safeway, it's the same company. Pavilion, Safeway, Vons, Albertsons, and then they were trying to merge with Kroger, but it's not happening now.
Key Food was in New York.
That's what I'm saying. Do you still have
I'm in
Key
New Jersey now.
Oh,
Key Food.
Okay.
Yeah.
So imagine going to like a sushi, like two stool at Key Foods. How horrible that would be.
Yeah.
But having a birthday party there and inviting all your friends.
Like have a fucking birthday at Key Foods. That's what I'm saying.
No, I get it.
That's a big problem.
Now I get it. All right, good.
Well, I can do a New York equivalent. I can equate. I'm like a translator. I'm from New York and I live here, so I can do the translation.
All right, so everybody around the world, so it's like a grocery store. Like in a grocery store, they've got a little area where you can eat, and it's like near the. And sometimes they have like a sushi bar.
But it's not even like. It's,
and then you can see celebrities there sometimes.
Yeah.
That part I don't know.
Oh, pavilion.
Sure.
Yeah.
I see Jay Leno at the pavilions a lot. I saw Tyra Banks comparison shopping club sodas on New Year's Eve one year. Amy Adams let me cut in front of her in line, and we had a whole conversation about saving on champagne if you buy the 6-pack.
I saw Tyler Perry there.
Yeah.
What's her name? What was her name? She was on The Accused and on Top Gun.
Oh, Kelly McGillis?
Kelly McGillis.
She used to live in New Jersey.
I let her use my Pavilions card once.
Oh, nice.
Aww.
I saw Bryce Dallas Howard at brunch last week.
Who?
Bryce Dallas Howard. Howard was at the next table at brunch last week at Hugo's.
Oh,
at Hugo's?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. On Mother's Day.
Oh, she's down with Hugo's, huh?
Yeah.
And I saw the actor who used to play Captain Noah on the local Channel 6 Philadelphia show many, many years ago.
Oh, my God. Captain Noah. I remember Captain Noah.
Where'd you see him?
I think he's passed on. I was a little kid. I think he's passed on.
I was a little kid.
Into the great beyond. And I was a smart ass. I walked up to him and said, "Are you Captain Kangaroo?" I was such a dick.
And you said,
why is that?
You dick!
I did say it to him. I wouldn't say that today. I was a little bit of a smart ass when I was a kid.
Oh, anyway, speaking of smart ass, so Natalie is yelling at Shane. And so I guess that Shane's so they were in her dad, I guess the pharmaceutical lean on his paychecks.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Like, why?
Maybe to pay for the drug? To pay for the...
fucked up.
But that's the way the world works.
Because she's like your father's company
died. And they're still getting his paychecks?
They put a lien on my father's paychecks.
I thought that was crazy.
And then she was like, my father drank himself to death. Oh, I guess because of the bankruptcy, the dad drank himself to death.
Yeah.
That makes more sense to me. I'm like, sure, that makes sense.
Well, I guess the bottles of wine worth $15,000.
Oh.
$2 Chuck comes in handy.
So then
$8 one just talking about.
So then Rita goes and tells Olivia, "Oh my God, Maya and Natalie are sisters." And then we see Shane at home, and then Maya shows up. Maya beats him up.
Oh, we should also point out that we learn that the woman that died on the gurney at the beginning of the movie is the mom, is Janice and Lizzie's mom.
So I love this part. So Rita and Olivia come home, and Natalie's just hanging out there, and Natalie just throws her sister. It's like, it wasn't me, it was Maya. I don't know what you're talking about. Totally just throws her sister under the bus.
Yeah.
I will say, when the medical scene happened at the end, I had completely forgotten about the opening. At that point, I was like, "Oh, right, that's how the movie." I was. It was like I had never seen it because I did not think that opening was appropriate for this movie, and I thought I'm watching a different movie. And then when it happened at the end, I was like, "Oh, I completely forgot that this was part of this film." It was a weird moment for me. I was like, "Oh, right, that's right. Okay, forgot that."
It was a bit of a journey to get there, for sure.
Too much of a journey.
So Shane was being held captive or whatever, and so Rita finds Shane, and she's gonna help Shane out, and then Maya shows up, and Maya's gonna stab her, but then Rita is like, I'm a policewoman, bitch," and then they start fighting.
Yeah, it was a big fight.
And they're fighting over a knife, and then Shane is watching, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," and then it looks like Rita's about to lose, but then Olivia comes in with a bottle or something and hits Maya on the head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened at the end?
And then, well, after that, Shane and Olivia are at the house, and then he tells her he's stepping down so she can take over her rightful place as the CEO.
Yeah, they're very calm.
And she's not mad anymore. That's all he needed to do.
Well,
Like
okay, but like
Yeah,
that
the
is what she deserved from the beginning. He had that tarot reading earlier where, like, literally he said, I'm not more qualified. I'm not more, like, educated. I don't deserve this position. And the tarot reader's like, oh, but everything you just described about yourself makes you a leader. And he's like, I'm charismatic. I'm, so she did deserve the position. So good. She got it. Thank God.
The end.
I have a problem, and these kinds of movies, we know that they are riddled with plot holes, and that's sort of where we traffic. It's fun, but this is a pretty glaring one of how, just by placing that clickbait ad, how did Maya / Lizzie know that Shane was A, going to take the bait, B, when he was just going to randomly go there and show up, because he just showed up. He didn't make an appointment or anything. And C, that she'd be able to, like, swoop in and do the tarot reading without any of her colleagues knowing.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
I think you're just right. Wow. It makes
Natalie hitting on him, that makes a lot more sense how they could have found that out, how she knew, like, to be at the right place, right time, and make the moves. That's a much easier, like, setup than we need to make sure that he falls for this clickbait ad and comes to this place at this time when I'm going to be there.
Right.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
And I just have, and even the Tyler thing, I just have ketamine laying around my house, and I'm just gonna, like, poison him.
Well, I think she was planning to poison him because her and her sister did have the plan to, like, take down this family and take down their associates. So I do think that makes sense.
It's not poison, though. It was ketamine. She just had ketamine at the ready. Like...
Right, but
Lizzie was gonna go to a party that night, but she's like, I guess I have to use my ketamine for this instead.
I think because they were trying to take down this family, and so they had drugs. So they were like, they did their research. They were smart. They're like, this man is a drug. What? It makes sense. Like, he's a young guy.
The immense irony is I
buy that.
They're doing all these studies now of how like small doses of ketamine can help people get through, like, extreme depression. Like, Olivia needed ketamine.
That's why I microdose shrooms. I get it. Like, it helps you get through depression. But this was not a microdose. This is like a full
It's a maxi dose.
Kill you dose.
That was a Costco.
That was a lot of ketamine. Yeah.
Family size.
BJ's and got a wholesale fucking ketamine subscription. It was too much.
Piled out of ketamine. What's it called?
Ketamine.
Or just K.
Special K.
Just about piled out of ketamine. She's like, well, I guess I'll be the designated driver tonight.
Well, I am impressed that he was able to drive home.
Yeah.
He should not have been able to drive home. I'm angry. I'm like, actually, I'm not at the movie. I'm like,
do we know he drove? He could have Ubered. He could have Ubered.
Did he Uber?
But even to be able to put the Uber in the phone.
Agree.
Sounds like a difficult thing.
He could barely move his. I was surprised he could move his fingers to, like, summon the Uber with how much ketamine
he had. The puffer vest. He had the life vest. That was what got him home.
Yeah.
He floated home.
Well, if you want to find me and we can figure this out, you can go to my website, leskirkendallbarrett.com. And also, if you're in Atlanta, June 18th through the 22nd, You could see my show, The Real Black Swan, Confessions of America's First Black Drag Queen, at the Lavender Festival. And you can find out more information about that at outstages.com. Jason.
Please rate and review us wherever you find your podcasts and give us 5 stars. It helps more people find the show. You can find all of us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Lifetime of Hallmark Podcast. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Big Shot Jason. Kurt.
Okay, so I'm in the very first Green Bay Fringe Festival with my show, The Jester of All Maladies. And that looks like it's playing on Saturday, July 20th and Sunday, July 21st. So look out for that.
And Samantha, first of all, thank you so much for coming on and joining us. And you have to come back because you are fucking hilarious. So you have to come back.
I agree.
Yes, please.
And
oh, goodness.
Where would you like our listeners to find you, or do you want to be found?
I would love to be found. Come find me. Yes, I'm at documenting_Samantha on Instagram. I really don't have like a very big social media presence, so I don't have more than that. But I love you guys so much, and I would say, no, seriously. But like Kurt, I really want to see your show. I hope it comes to LA. I would love to see your show, and it's not here. So like, come to Fringe. Come, please do it here in LA so we can see it. But yeah, follow me at documenting_Samantha. I'm so happy to be here. When my Christmas movie comes out in the holidays next year, I think it might be like a good one for this podcast. Perhaps I can come back then.
Love that.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. I really was so grateful to come on the pod. Thank you.
We loved having you, and genuinely, you were so much fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You guys are so sweet. I will come back anytime. Thank
Please
you.
do. And everybody else, I guess that's it. So we'll see you next week. Bye.
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 Bye.